What if a pill could make you rich and powerful? Would you take it? Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my theological analysis for Limitless. Good little movie starring Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro, great acting in it. I think I really like this movie because when I was a child, I used to imagine all the time drinking a potion that would make me super smart because I really did not like homework and I did not like school. So I'd imagine drinking that potion so I could get all that done and then just go play and have fun. Like that was, so I think some childlike part of me is still alive when I watch this movie and I think about that. But it's interesting because I think what this movie's really about, it's about that temptation. You know, that temptation to take this pill that can make you rich and powerful, but what's really on the other side of that, though? Is it really an angel of light, or is it a devil coming disguised as an angel of light? So as we dig into this movie, Eddie Mora, who is our lead character, he's just not in a good place at all with his life. He's divorced, and right now he's dating this girl named Lindy. Basically, he's living off of her. He can't afford to pay for anything. She is his bank, and then she dumps him at the very beginning of this movie. He has a book contract. I don't know how he has that book contract because he has no ability to even write one word. Like, he just can't even get the words out of his mind. So he's struggling. Life is hard, and he runs into his ex-brother-in-law who offers him NZT. Now, here's the promise of this magic pill, NZT. 100% access to your brain. So that means everything that the brain is capable of that we don't even know how to dig down into, suddenly he can dig down into and seriously can be what the movie says and be limitless. This is what it promises. So what does he do? He takes it.
I had cultural appetites.
Since when do you speak Italian?
I finished my book in 4 days. Math became useful.
Suddenly everything is easy. Everything comes easy. And now, like, he's working with Wall Street because he ended up playing the stock market, figured out a human algorithm, what it is that gets humans to buy what they're going to buy. He figured out a pattern by recognizing a pattern in human nature, so he's able to like quadruple his money every chance he gets. That's where he's at, and things are going fantastic. He even got the attention of Robert De Niro to start working for him. Things are going good for Eddie Mora. NZT has come, it has made a promise, and it is delivering on that promise. But you see, I feel like that's only the gateway. That's the entrance way. It makes a promise, it begins to fulfill that promise, but then what does it do? It sinks its claws in, and it begins to hook you in. For instance, the first things that Eddie Mora begins to notice that are negative when everything's going so well is suddenly he's skipping time. One moment he's in the apartment with his girlfriend Lindy, the next moment it's the next day he's standing in the hallway. One moment, he's down by his apartment in New York City, and the next moment, he's way uptown somewhere super far away, and he has 18 hours of his life now that he can't account for. That somehow he's limping, he got in a fight in the subway, and cheated on his girlfriend, and he has fragments of these memories, but he doesn't have the full memories. Like, he just has these teeny tiny fragments, but mostly has 18 hours that he absolutely cannot account for. So, in a fear and panic, especially when the girl he cheated on Lindy with turns up dead, he's like, okay then, I can't account for that, so here's what's gonna happen. Done. I am off NZT. Except that's when he starts to get the massive headache. That's when his health rapidly declines. That's when he has a fever of 105 degrees, and things start to go really, really bad. So he finds his ex-wife. His ex-wife left him, it turns out, because she got on NZT. And it made her think she was smarter and better than everybody, so she left him. But in all the wisdom she had on NZT, she went, oh no, the mind can't sustain this. There's a crash coming. So before it got really bad, she quit NZT. Except it ruined her life.
I didn't take any more and I didn't die. But after a while, I realized that I couldn't concentrate on anything for longer than 10 minutes. I missed deadlines, got lazy, so slow.
She built a kingdom on NZT, and then NZT owned her. She dumped NZT, and the entire kingdom built on that collapsed, and her life was far worse than it was even before she did NZT. So here's Eddie Mora now seeing this, that he can't really quit it cold turkey because he will die officially. He can taper off, but clearly he's going to have some permanent issues. What's he going to do? This stuff that promised him all of this, it wormed its way in and now it owns him. And then on top of all the bad physical stuff, it's attracting all the wrong attention. Eddie has to constantly be looking over his shoulder for the loan shark guy, for this bad bodyguard guy, and he's been brought into a world now where he has absolutely no control. For all of his wisdom, for all of his smarts, for all of his powers, for all of his gifts, he truly actually has no control anymore of what's going on in his world. So NZT promised a shortcut. It promised to make everything easy. But as you go through this movie, things are not any easier for Eddie Mora. In fact, where's the shortcut? Where's the shortcuts when all these people are now after him and they want a piece of him? Where's the shortcuts when if he stops taking this, he's going to die? I mean, where are the shortcuts now? This owns him. When you get to the end of this movie, it honestly looks like things get better.
I see everything, Carl. I'm 50 moves ahead of you and everybody else.
Eddie gets to be his own man, he sends Robert De Niro away, and that's how the movie ends. It's like, oh, okay, so he just went through a hard time, now it's all good. No. CBS did the Limitless show, and I only got about 3 or 4 episodes in, and I couldn't go much further. And one of the reasons I couldn't go much further is because of what it did to the character Eddie Mora. So if we are to take the CBS show as canon, just in the first 3 or 4 episodes of the show, Eddie is evil.
This conversation is here and now and nowhere else. You describe it to the FBI, to your parents, to anyone. I will let you die more painfully and slowly than you can fathom.
Like the lead guy on the show, Eddie ends up controlling him through NZT. Like he takes on the nature of what the beast NZT was. He takes on that nature. NZT owns Eddie. He can't be off it. He's found some way around it. He has, but he can't. It has to be in his bloodstream because he can't go below now this 100% that he's at. It owns him. But he's taken on that nature, and now he's owning this other guy, threatening this other guy, threatening this other guy's family, threatening to take away this other guy's life. But isn't that what that is? NZT came with the temptation and the promise of a shortcut, and we end with Eddie Mora not even owning his own soul. It reminds me of when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, because one of the 3 temptations Jesus faces from the devil in the desert is a shortcut temptation, where the devil says to him, hey, just bow down to me this one time, just this one time, and all the kingdoms of the world, they're mine to give to whoever I wish, and I'll give them to you if you bow to me one time. You know, Jesus came to win back the kingdoms of the earth. He came to buy back us, to buy back our souls, and he did it by sacrificing his life. But I can imagine the temptation in that moment being no crucifixion, no painful death. Oh man, let this cup pass from me just one time and all these kingdoms are mine. But see, Jesus is much smarter than that, and I'm so glad, because if he bowed to that devil one time, dude, the devil would have owned him, and that's the end of it. And he probably, in the end, just like Eddie Mora with NZT, would have taken on that nature. Man, we would not be in a good place if that's what Jesus did, but he was infinitely smarter than that. He was perfect in every way, and even in that moment of temptation, he resisted it and he stood strong. Yeah. Maybe that crucifixion was the longer way. Yes, maybe it was the more painful and harder way. But by taking it for the joy set before him when he drank that cup, man, if we believe in him, we won't perish, but we get to have everlasting life. That's what that brought. That's how he won the nations of the earth back. He got them back the right way, and that right way was truly the way to go. So when I watch Limitless, that's exactly what I think about. Is the shortcut really the best way? Yeah, I'm tempted. I'd love to take a Limitless pill. But what's it gonna cost? What do you think when you see the movie Limitless? Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments what you thought of the movie. While you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is that bell. Click that bell so you're notified the moment I drop new videos. Like and share this video. I'm Durbin. Thank you for checking out Durbania.